Hi and welcome to the channel. So in this video I'm going to be making a Birmingham restaurant style chicken Balti. Firstly, thanks to Simon for giving me the idea for this recipe. I've contacted a few customers, the Malat spices customers in the Birmingham area, Indian, Pakistani restaurants, to get a decent recipe for chicken Balti. Not really going to go into the history of the Balti dish, but other than to say that allegedly it originated in Birmingham. The three chefs that got back to me and gave me recipes, they said that it's actually sort of Pakistani Indian street food which has been brought into the restaurant, or that's the way they look at it anyway. Became very popular late 70s, early 80s, and for them working in restaurants gives a little bit of theatre to the restaurant itself. And competes with things like the Chinese sizzling chicken and the steakhouse sizzling platter. A little bit of theatre in the restaurant, because in some restaurants the Balti is actually cooked in front of the customer. A few points, not really anything particularly special with regard to the Balti, apart from obviously the taste. It's a delicious dish, but a few things to point out. One is that it's cooked with vegetable oil. The reason that the chefs say that is because it's cooked at high temperatures and ghee would burn, probably set off the smoke alarms in the restaurant itself. So vegetable oil used, and also it's traditionally a medium to high strength curry, but uses garam masala, which is a little bit unique. And it's served in the restaurant in the actual dish it's cooked in. That's again that little bit of theatre that they like to bring into the restaurant itself. Forget the amount of ingredients you're going to see when I show you the ingredients for this recipe. I'll give you a list at the end of the video of the amounts needed to cook for, probably for 2 people. I'm cooking for a lot more today, but I'll just go through the ingredients anyway. And as I say, a full list of ingredients will be given at the end of the video. So let's have a look at those ingredients now and anything else we're going to need for today. Right, so before we start on the ingredients, just to let you know, from the Malat shop at demalat.com, we've got the curry based gravy, curry mix powder and garam masala. So for this particular recipe we've got some base gravy, got about a tablespoon of curry mix powder. So if you've not got access to the Malat range of products, or you don't use mixed powder, basically for a Balti you're going to need half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of coriander, that's dried coriander. Going to need half a teaspoon of chili powder and between quarter and half a teaspoon of paprika. We've got a medium to hot strength chili which has been chopped. We've got a heaped teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. Going to be using about a teaspoon of garam masala. Depending on how this tastes, probably going to add a little bit of extra spice with some chili flakes, but we'll see how that goes. We've got some white onion which has been sliced. Got some bell pepper, again, which has been sliced. Going to be using about a teaspoon of kasuri methi leaves or fenugreek leaves. We've got some pre-cooked chicken breast meat here. So on the Malat YouTube cookery channel there is a video on the curry spices playlist on how to make this pre-cooked chicken, just like the restaurants. Going to be using, as I said, vegetable oil, and the pan we're going to be using, so for a Balti, restaurants would normally use what's called a Balti pan, which is basically a wok with 2 handles on, and that's what obviously is cooked, how Balti style dishes are cooked on the street in Pakistan and India. I've got a Balti pan, but I'm going to be using the wok, because I figure that not a lot of people have got Balti pans at home, but quite a few people do have wok. So I'm going to be cooking this particular recipe in the wok, just to show you that it's an ideal cooking utensil for this particular recipe. Right, so we've got our wok or Balti pan up to a nice high temperature. There's about 4 tablespoons of oil, vegetable oil in the pan. First thing we add is the onion. I'm just going to cook that for 2 or 3 minutes. Right, in with our pepper, and again another 2 or 3 minutes for that to cook through. So our curry mix powder goes in next, or the ingredients that I spoke to you about if you're not using this. So our fresh chilli goes in. And our ginger garlic paste. Well, I'm now going to put in about a chef's ladle full of our curry based gravy. Just bring that up to a nice simmer. Methi leaves in next. So I would have put the methi leaves in earlier than this, based on other recipes that I've been given from other restaurant chefs. But all 3 chefs that sort of gave me similar recipes for this Birmingham restaurant style Balti all said put the methi leaves in at this stage. Next we want to go in with the chicken, our pre-cooked chicken. And another ladle, chef's ladle of base gravy. Just get this back up to temperature now. Okay, so I've added a little bit more base gravy simply because this, the amount in this wok is for more than the amount that I'm going to give at the end of the video. So this is taking about maybe 8 or 9 minutes. Next thing to do, I'm going to keep this at a fairly high temperature, keep it nice, bubbling nice and lively in the Balti pan or the wok. And I want this to reduce down now over the next 4 or 5 minutes, and that sauce to thicken and all those flavours to come out. And then about a couple of minutes before serving, we're going to add in our garam masala. Okay, so that sauce has thickened up. Did get a little bit dry, so I've added a little bit more base gravy. Next thing to do, so we're about 2 minutes away from serving. Just add in some of our garam masala. Going to reduce the heat right down with our, well, it was an outdoor wok station, it's now our outdoor curry station with the paella burner sat in the middle of a cheap Aldi charcoal barbecue. So that's it, about ready to serve. And if you can keep it bubbling like this, so this is for our barbecue, so I'll keep it bubbling like this and just serve it straight onto the dish for the guests. So there you go, Birmingham restaurant style chicken Balti. It is actually my favourite dish when we choose from the takeaway. Please subscribe to the channel, and as usual, if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching.